Okay, so I'm back on, and so anyway, but it was just she made a complete spectacle out of the service, out of the whole situation. She didn't come to the after pass at my mom's house. She didn't do pretty much nothing. And then before my mom can even, guys, let me back up a little bit because um when my mom died, I was working on a calendar campaign. I was in New York when I got the phone call that my mom died. It was my oldest son that had called me to let me know that my mom had passed and that she was in the bed with the kids and they were, in the middle of the morning. They got up and, make a long story short, when they got up that morning, they didn't know where my mom was, but actually she was laying on the other side of the bed on the floor and she was already gone. So when my son called me, in hysterics, and it was just a mess. There was nobody else in the house. It was my three kids and my mother. And that's pretty much what happened on that. But when I got the phone call, when Tony called me, because of course the kids called their dad, he came there, and they called the paramedics and all that stuff. They pronounced her dead, so then they had just basically laid her in the bed, and made her comfortable. And all the family members, my aunties and everybody, started coming to the house to come see her and blah, 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 blah. So you already know the scenario and the scene. You can already get the picture. Well, before the mortuary, because my mom had already prepaid for her services already. Everything was already prepaid, but she did want her doves, and that wasn't paid. And then I guess the taxes and all that other stuff that needed to be paid, plus I had to pay for the license, the certificates. So anyway, um, before the mortuary can come pick up my mom's body, her car was taken from the house. A lot of her personal stuff was removed from the house. The house was completely just about cleaned out. Before I had caught a red eye from New York back home, and before I can get back to California, when I got in the house, it was just an eerie feeling, and I'm walking around, I'm looking like, damn, it was just 2 days ago I was here, and the house was so full of life. Well, I get back home and I'm noticing, where's my mom's grandfather clock? Where's her car? Where's her clothes? Where's her stuff? But outside in the driveway I pulled my truck in the driveway and there was like garbage bags just of stuff. Not knowing that was my mom's things. But anyway, make a long story short, my mom's house was completely wiped out. A lot of her stuff was gone. A lot of things were taken. And it just hurt me because at the time I was living there with my mother, me and my kids. And, the way the whole scenario and situation went down was foul. And it still bothers me to this day. So for me to go back and forth to a probate court, okay, and see, the state of California, if you own more than, I think, $100,000 worth of things, you have to automatically go to probate court if there's no revocable trust. So there's no revocable trust, so of course we had to go to probate court. But in the interim of all that, here comes my sister now saying, okay, well, I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that. Bitch, you didn't bring your motherfucking ass to the services, bitch. First of all, you and my mama didn't even have that kind of... And of course, yes, I'm starting to get pissed off, and you can tell my dictation is about to change up. So if this is for the weak and weary, please just change the motherfucking channel, because I'm getting ready to go off right now. I'm finna tie one on. This motherfucker, first of all, bitch, you didn't do shit for my mama. And I know you watch my videos. You didn't do a motherfucking thing for her. My mama was my and my husband's responsibility after daddy died. You didn't do a motherfucking thing, but yet you took. You didn't have no problem with calling and asking for $2,500. You didn't have no problem with calling and wanting to make sure that your motherfucking rent was paid. But now that she's gone, you're going to come back over here to her motherfucking house, and then you want to go in and take shit. Bitch, I mean, I love you, I do. But your ways is so beyond me. So beyond me. And for you to have the audacity and the gall to drive me in front of these motherfucking white folks over some shit that you feel that's yours, bitch, you have no right. No right whatsoever. And I'm pissed off. And now see, I just went from 0 to 100 right quick. Because I was trying to keep this motherfucking video on some cool status. But y'all, I gotta be honest. And this is what's going on. And I gotta go before these motherfuckers in the morning over this bullshit. This bitch didn't show up to the motherfucking funeral, so I know damn well she ain't gonna show up to the court tomorrow. So when you get this video, motherfucking, by the time you watch this on Tuesday and Wednesday, you know, I mean, peace be with you. For real. Because me and my kids here, we're doing just fine, mama. And holler at that new house that I'm getting ready to buy while you're bullshitting. But then therefore, you know what? You sitting up here. You know, that's why your life is the way it is. And that's the why, you know, anyway, I'm not going to, let me